Good evening and welcome to Breaking Views on NDTV. I am Ankit Tyagi. As the Congress ups the ante, there is a black cloth protest that took place today with the opposition parties on the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi, who was disqualified now as a former MP, is also set to lose his official residence at Tentugna Road as well. All the perks that Mr Gandhi enjoyed as the Member of Parliament are set to be taken away from him. His bungalow, allowances, salary. The Congress, as it is roaring, as it is trying to make this a big political opportunity, once again terms this as BJP or the central government's vindictiveness, a way of Rahul Gandhi being targeted once again. They say the haste which has been shown not only in the disqualification, the sentencing, disqualification, and then, of course, asking for him to evict his bungalow. All this points out to the BJP being uncomfortable with the questions that Rahul Gandhi is asking. Meanwhile, the Bharatiya Janata Party says that there is zero evidence to suggest that the BJP has done anything as far as this matter is concerned. Everything is being done in due process. They say, why should Rahul Gandhi be given any special favors? Ladies and gentlemen, we will go across to the Congress and the BJP spokesperson to try and understand whether Rahul Gandhi is being targeted or due process is being followed as far as this matter is concerned. We'll also have Mr. P. Chidambaram, former Union Minister, as our newsmaker this evening to talk about the legal and the political ramifications of what has happened with Rahul Gandhi. Very quickly, without wasting any moment, let me go across and introduce my guest on the Breaking Views face-off this evening. I'm being joined, in fact, at this moment by Mr. Adil Singh Boparai of the Congress Party. We also have Charu Pragya of the BJP spokesperson joining us on the broadcast. Adil, Charu, thank you so much for being with us. I want to start with you, Adil, and ask you the first question. The BJP says whatever has been done, and in fact, Piyush Goyal today came out and said that he listed 12 MPs. Everything which is being done as per procedure. Why does the Congress expect special favors for Mr. Rahul Gandhi? His eviction notice is also part of that due process.
Well, Ankit, the central government is being petty. The central government is being petty and the central government is being vindictive. As far as emoluments and other perks are concerned, let me clarify on behalf of the Congress Party that is least of our concerns. We're in a struggle to save democracy in this country. We're in a struggle to save institutions in this country. We are in a struggle to repel any attack on our syncretic culture. And we recognize the challenges which face us. And we are ready to face those challenges head on. The BJP can continue with their autocratic tendencies, but be that as it may, that will not shake our resolve. And in an election year like 2023, we anticipate that the BJP will get more desperate.
Right.
So
Adil, but may I just ask and add this? Charu, in fact, has also joined in. Charu, welcome. I want to, Adil, just before I go to Charu, isn't politically also, if you wanted to make it a big movement, or Rahul Gandhi, and I was speaking to Mr. Chidambaram about this as well, like Indira Gandhi did when she was disqualified, she went to the streets. Possibly you could have done it yourself, said that I'm going to give up my bungalow, won't take any privileges, will hit the streets. Why wait and then cry victimization?
Well, Ankit, let me clarify once. As far as the legal issues are concerned, our appeal will be filed forthwith. We have an excellent case on merits, and we are hopeful that the judiciary will recognize the illegalities in the impugned judgment. Having said this, the message has gone to every nook and cranny of this country that the BJP is desperate. The BJP is trying to shield crony capitalism in this country. They're trying to muzzle and strangulate the opposition. Okay. And that message will be taken to the furthest corner of this country. And as far as trappings of power, finally, just give me 10 seconds. As far as trappings of power are concerned, let me tell you, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is an embodiment of simplicity and humility. For him, trappings of power are least of his concerns.
Charu
it is
Pragya,
meaningless to him.
Is this, as the Congress says, some sort of a chilling effect or a message being sent across not only to the opposition but to the people at large. The Lakshman Rekha is beyond a point. You can't question the government. You can't take the name of the Prime Minister, because Rahul Gandhi, as per the Congress, is now being made an example of what the laws or agencies could be utilized to make an example out of a politician. Draw his Lakshman Rekha.
Good evening, Ankit. And good evening to all the viewers. So let's start from the very basics. One, this is not about attacking Prime Minister Modi. You have done it numerous times and gotten away scot-free. This is about thinking that you can get away by attacking an entire community, by speaking in such a generic and disgraceful and hurtful manner that you think that you don't even owe an apology to everybody who uses the surname Modi. This is about you painting an entire community with the same color without pausing to think of the repercussions that your words will have. That's the first thing. The second thing, if Mr. Khera of the Congress could get legal representation and file an appeal in 20 minutes flat, why couldn't they do it for Mr. Gandhi? Because the fact is, instead of using a legal recourse which is available to them, they do want to create dissent on the streets. They want to create drama. They want to grab their 15 seconds of fame. And why are you even linking this to the Adani issue? The fact of the matter is that you have said something which was derogatory. The court did ask you if you want to apologize.
Yes.
You chose not to apologize. You chose to say, "Main sach bolunga." What is such about this?
Charu,
Why
but
this arrogance?
Okay, courts have done this. Courts have done this in the Congress. Adil, I'm just coming to you.
They're doing the wrong thing.
Charu, courts have done this, but there have been
Yeah.
questions which have been raised in the manner this entire matter has been dealt with. You yourself, if you would look around, you won't find another example. At least in my research, I could find in 160 years, there has been only one other case in which maximum punishment of 2 years has been given. The Congress is reading a timeline from Mr. Rahul Gandhi's, speech in the parliament to what has happened to him, all being connecting as dots to try and suppress his voice.
No, I'm sorry. You can scream whatever you like at the top of your lungs. But the fact of the matter is that, Ankit, you understand this. Adil, being a lawyer, understands this. This is a judgment which is passed by the district court of our country. You have plenty of legal resources left. You don't have to cry victim. You cannot say that I will insult, I will not follow the rule of law, I will cry at the top of my lungs when I'm dismissed from Parliament, which is automatically done, by the way. As per the Constitution, as per every other bit of law which could have been changed had Mr. Gandhi not torn up an ordinance long back, a decade ago. So
there are some views on that as well, but Adil, I would like you to respond to what Charu is saying. What Charu is saying, that there is a legal battle that you have to fight. Fight that legal battle. What is this whole? What is the whole idea? Charu, let me take that question to Adil. Let him respond.
You're not looking for recourse, you're only looking for drama.
You made that point. So Adil, respond to what Charu is saying, that the Congress also somewhere sees a political opportunity to make Rahul Gandhi the victim, ahead of the 2024 election. It's a legal battle. Fight it out legally. Why make it a political issue?
Let me respond to what Charu has said. Firstly, I am surprised by the Bharatiya Janata Party's intellectual bankruptcy. The alleged
Did you not file an application?
Ma'am, one by one. He did not interrupt you when you were speaking. Let him respond, and then I will come to you. You can respond to him. Go ahead. That's the whole idea of getting just two people to, in fact, put out their point of view. Adil, go ahead.
I am surprised, Ankit. I am surprised by the BJP's intellectual bankruptcy. The imputation made by Mr. Gandhi is with respect to economic fugitives who have been aided, abetted and facilitated by the highest echelons of the Bharatiya Janata Party. I hope the BJP understands this, point number one. Point number two, Ankit.
Coming, ma'am, coming to you. Hold on. Charu, hold on. Let's not do this. We are wasting only time. Adil, go ahead.
Number two, Ankit, there is a political dimension and there is a legal dimension. As far as the political dimension is concerned, the Bharatiya Janata Party is today doubling up as the PR team for the Adanis. They are obfuscating and stonewalling a probe into arguably the biggest stock market scam in the history of Asia. And I think Mr. Gandhi has touched a raw nerve. Has touched the raw nerve of the highest echelons of the Bharatiya Janata Party who are beholden to the Adanis.
Charu
Where did
Pragya,
3
Charu
billion
Pragya
dollars come from?
politically
Who owns those
giving
$3
this
billion?
opportunity
How
possibly
is it
to
funneled
the
through stock
Congress
markets?
party, and then we have seen that even the opposition leaders, those who were opposed to the Congress, have now extended support to Rahul Gandhi. Don't you think that ahead of the 2024 elections, you have only added to the narrative of the high-handedness of the BJP against the opposition leaders?
Okay, first of all, let me finish my last point. The district judge was well within his rights. You don't have to agree with him. You've got appeals available. Kindly make use of that. Point number 2, you cannot continue in hearsay and defaming a party, even though it's been proved time and time again, every time you do that, and we move a case of defamation against you, rulings are passed which go against you. Rahul Gandhi went on a tirade like this about Rafale last time, and we know what happened. We had to offer an unconditional apology. Lastly, and most importantly, the myth of opposition unity. They will come out and say, oh yes, we are against Prime Minister Modi.
Right.
Yes, they will do that. But the very next day, Akhilesh Yadav went on record to say that I don't recognize Mr Gandhi as my leader, and if there's a united opposition tomorrow, I don't stand with him. I want to ask Sadin, is his party going to support Mamata Banerjee as a Prime Ministerial candidate, or Stalin for that matter?
Okay, I'm completely out of time on this face-off. Adil, I can only give you 10 seconds to what Charu is asking. Just 10 seconds to respond to that.
Just a minute.
I'm totally out of time.
I think the BJP needs to first answer this question. Why are they doubling up as Adani's PR team?
Okay.
Number 2, let me make it extremely clear. The BJP's high-handedness today is writ large. They are misusing agencies. The agencies have become an extension of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And finally, Ankit, finally, the BJP should not forget nobody remains in power forever. Nobody remains in power
All
forever.
those arguments, both sides have their narrative. One of Rahul Gandhi being targeted for what he is trying to question. On the other side, the BJP is saying, in fact, that he has insulted a particular community. What is it that the people of in this country are going to buy? We'll know very soon in the state elections and then, of course, in 2024. I thank both of you for joining me on this Breaking News Face-Off. Very quickly, there will be massive ramifications legally as well and politically of this entire issue. How does the Congress senior leaders see this and what's the strategy going forward? Take a look at what Mr. P. Chidambaram told NDTV.
I want to start by asking you with what Mr. Piyush Goyal just about an hour back spoke about this issue. And he came out with a list of 12 disqualifications of other MPs, MLAs across the country. And he said, what is so special about this that the Congress party is hitting the street trying to make it as if grave injustice has been done to Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He's not an exception. He's not above law.
No one says that any one of the Congress party is an exception. Let Mr. Piyush Goyal go through that list of 12 cases. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I think my guess is right. Is any of those 12 cases a case of slander, defamation by speech, or are all the cases of corruption, heinous crimes like murder, rape, kidnapping? Is there any of those 12 cases a case on slander or defamation? That is point one. The second point is, in any of those cases, was a disqualification done in 24 hours? Again, I don't know because I don't have his list. But let him go through that list again and tell me what is the date of conviction and what is the date of disqualification.
So do you think that the haste that has been shown, both because I was going through your Twitter line and your timeline, and you had also listed how this entire case had proceeded, from the judge, in fact, coming back, and in just about a matter of a few weeks, the entire hearing was completed and the sentence was read out. Is the haste in some way being questioned by the Congress party? Is there a motive that the Congress party is attributing to the judgment because of this haste?
One has to assume that the people of India are intelligent. Your viewers are intelligent. We don't have to spell out everything. The point is, this speech in Surat was delivered on 13th of April 2019.
In Kolar, Karnataka.
In Kolar.
Yes.
Cases in Surat.
Yes.
The complaint was filed within 3 days, which is okay, 16th of April. For 3 years, the case did not proceed at a speed it should proceed like we have in the last 4 weeks. It was meandering because it was not a grave offence of the IPC. It was only slander, not even libel, slander. On the 7th of May 2022, the complainant goes to the Gujarat High Court on some ground. I don't want to characterize that. On some ground says, please stay my trial. His own case, it was stayed. Mr. Rahul Gandhi makes a speech in Parliament, the first leg of the budget session, on 7th of February 2023. Now what happens after 7th of February 2023 is what makes this case exceptional. 3 days later, complainant goes to the Gujarat High Court and says, 10 days later, please, I'm withdrawing my revision, let the case proceed. The case comes back to the magistrate. In the meanwhile, the earlier magistrate has been transferred. A new magistrate comes. He starts the hearing on February 27, hears it for a few days, I think, reserves judgment, delivers it on March 23, and the disqualification on March 24. Now, what happened after February 7 and up to March 24 would astonish even Usain Bolt.
You know, a few members and few of your colleagues as well, senior colleagues, have also been astonished by possibly the lack of foresight as far as the Congress's legal team is concerned. When it came to Mr. Rahul Gandhi, they are saying that we should have been prepared for all contingencies. Did the Congress not anticipate that something of this nature could have happened? Because they are pointing out, even the opposition, the BJP in that matter is pointing out that look, when with Mr. Pawan Khera, recent example, when he was deboarded, taken off the tarmac, was taken into custody, within an hour the Congress was able to get him protection from the Supreme Court. What took the Congress so long for Mr. Rahul Gandhi?
It's an absurd argument. The comparison is absurd. Mr. Khera was sought to be detained and deprived of his liberty, so we rushed to the Supreme Court, which can hear it under Article 32. In the case of a pronouncement of a judgment, punishment by a magistrate, the only court to which an appeal can be filed is the district court. You cannot go to the Supreme Court. You think if there was a legal way to go to the Supreme Court, our lawyers are so dim that they won't rush to the Supreme Court? The only way, only forum was the district court. 23rd, the judgment is pronounced in Gujarati. Correct. It's a 170-page judgment. The lawyers are in Delhi and in Gujarat. It has to be translated into English so that the lawyers in Delhi can offer their inputs. Let's assume all this was done on the 23rd. The first day you can file an appeal is only 24, which is a Friday. But before the court commenced proceedings on 24th, the district court, you have disqualified him here. You are presenting a fait accompli. So what is the point of filing an appeal, haste post haste? Okay. When the government has moved or the parliamentary secretariat has moved with even greater haste post haste, they have presented a fait accompli. So we will file an appeal. Appeal will come up in the district court, but the district court may or may not stay the conviction. We are going to argue for stay of the conviction. May or may not stay the conviction, but you have presented a fait accompli. So even if we have gone to the district court on Thursday, what would have happened? You have disqualified him anyway. Look at the Lakshadweep case.
Yes.
High Court granted a stay of the conviction, yet the Parliament has not allowed him to go back to the Lok Sabha for 2 months. He has made a request enclosing the judgment saying, I should be allowed to join the Lok Sabha proceedings. There is no order so far. Why does it take 2 months to decide the Lakshadweep case, and why does it take less than 24 hours to decide Mr. Rahul Gandhi's case?
On this very point, Mr. Chidambaram, today I was reading a piece which was written by Mr. P.D.T. Acharya.
Correct.
And he pointed out that even with the new law, I mean, it doesn't say who can
Correct.
immediately go ahead and disqualify a member. He in fact argued that it should have been the president. It should have gone to the president, in fact, before disqualification was announced. Is that a grey area, or do you, in a way, which possibly Mr. Rahul Gandhi case has been exploited, or do you think that by law it has been settled?
No, it has not been settled. I mentioned this yesterday to one of the channels. You see, all that the section says is, Section 8, subsection 3, and Article 102, sub-article 2 or 3. All that it says is, if a person is convicted and sentenced, he shall be disqualified. Here, there is a legal issue. The sentence has been suspended. But let us assume there is convicted and sentenced. He shall be disqualified. It does not say he stands disqualified. He shall be disqualified. So it's an act that has to be done by somebody. Who is that somebody? Is it the Election Commission? Is it the President of India? Is it the Speaker of the Lok Sabha? Is it the Secretariat of the Lok Sabha? Now here, I'm pretty sure the Election Commission had no role to play. The President of India obviously did not sign any order. We don't know whether the Honorable Speaker signed an order. It's only for him to clarify. The notification is in the name of the Lok Sabha Secretariat. Now, this is a big legal issue. Who can disqualify? A Secretariat can disqualify? Why is there such thundering silence about who passed the order of disqualification?
I was listening to Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi yesterday, and she said so many things have been said about her family, herself, and Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Well, then the Congress, as per the BJP, should have gone and filed the defamation case as well.
No, these are not defamatory statements. This is what we call robust political discourse, robust political language. If you listen to the Prime Minister's question hour every Wednesday in the House of Commons, where the Leader of the Opposition and the Prime Minister joust with each other, look at the robust political language they're using. I've witnessed the Australian equivalent of the House of Commons. It's very colourful, robust language. So you don't rush to accuse somebody of slander or libel. Libel is a different matter, writing. This is a political speech. He made a political speech. There was a question. He answered it in a rhetorical manner. Now, whether that amounts to defamation, I have a view, but I can't say it because it's an appeal now.
Right.
We will come to that. But tell me, I don't know, I may not know, I may be ignorant. Tell me one case where for slander, there is verbal defamation, anyone has suffered the maximum punishment of 2 years. But if it reaches the tipping point, I'm sure the people will assert themselves.
How do you see the impact politically of what has happened with Mr. Rahul Gandhi? A lot of opposition leaders who did not see eye to eye with the Congress party, and I will give example of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, even Mamata Banerjee, they extended support as far as this case is concerned. Is it a realization of the opposition that this is also something that can happen with them, or a battle of existence?
I'm glad they have realized the danger. They may have not realized the extent of the danger, but now they realize that you can always set in motion a law. This was an obscure law. I mean, whoever heard of 2 years punishment for slander? You can always set in motion a law, this law or any other law or any other law, and silence the voice of a leading member of the opposition. That can happen tomorrow. to them, to their party, to their leadership. And I think I'm glad they've realized it. What I want to know is, has the media realized it? Has the media's leading voices realized it? Has the media's owners realized it? And then have other institutional heads realized it?
Okay.
This is a grave danger. Please don't minimize the danger. You take an obscure law which says 2 years punishment, you set it in motion and then fast track it in the 30 days and disqualify an elected MP.
There is one just last thing. In fact, it was raised in the press conference when Mr. Rahul Gandhi was also speaking. A parallel was drawn to what happened when Mrs. Gandhi was disqualified, and then the way she fought it politically, went to the people, was on the ground for a very, very long time, toured many parts of the country, and then she came back politically stronger than what she was. Is that an example, or at least a textbook case that the Congress can emulate right now?
I was a witness to Mrs. Gandhi touring India after her disqualification and expulsion from Parliament. She won in Chikmagalur and then she was disqualified within 10 days or so. I was a witness when she came to Chennai, to Madurai. I was a witness. That's a playbook that can be copied or adapted. Now what Mr. Gandhi will do, I can't say. But I think the party and all its leaders must go to the people, and while emphasizing issues like unemployment, price rise, the neglect of the poor, how post-COVID the economy is not revived, the rather sedate pace at which the economy is growing rather than the clipping pace of 7 or 8. Apart from those issues, we also have a duty to tell the people that democracy is in danger.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chidambaram, for speaking to us.
Thank you. Thank you.